Chapter 11. The factory doors slowly opened, and came in Naz and Kevin, along with his bike. His bike would be fine outside. Naz wanted something to say badly, but she knew Kevin came up with an idiotic reason. Dude, what's with all these snake things? Naz asked. Kevin looked all around the empty place. Someone was definitely here by the looks of it. Who else would play with a bunch of joke toys? The dorks fooled around so much that it didn't even seem like they were trying to take life seriously. Kevin, look! Naz called out, pointing to the light that was still on in the office. Kevin was so happy that he punched Naz on the shoulder. You are so on fire today, Naz! What did that mean? Did Kevin dislike the way she turned herself into? Naz, too, was annoyed by herself, but she thought it made her get more attention, which is what she wanted, she thinks. Naz followed Kevin up the stairs. He decided to kick the door down to make things more dramatic. He kicked it so hard that it turned into dust. It could have worked if they were here. This place was full of useless toys. Chattering teeth, whoopee cushions, and toy rats which Naz was freaking about. Kevin was actually tricked into thinking that they were real and pushed Naz out of harm's way. What is this, a joke? He asked. In a way, he almost missed seeing all these things in his house. His mom liked to do magic tricks, sometimes playing a practical joke with his dad. When she left, she took everything with her. His dad wanted her back, but he wanted her to come back to the cul-de-sac. She was a city girl. That's what she told her husband. Kevin just wanted everything to go back to normal when he saw his mother every day and not just once a month. Hey, Kevin! Check this out! Naz spoke up as she was rubbing the back of her head from being hit with a filing cabinet. Kevin looked at the blue tag. Dusty, dusty, dusty? I don't get it. Sounds like something Double D would say, Naz said, amazed how Kevin didn't see it automatically like her. She moved in close to him, grabbing her arms around his neck. He almost looked startled, as if he didn't know what she was doing. Don't ya? They heard a cracking noise. The wood holding the office together must have been old because it gave way under Naz's feet. Naz fell through the air. Before hitting the ground, she knocked into a big switch. The whole factory lit up. The machine started up slowly with so many squeaks. Cobwebs flew everywhere as the factory came out from its ghost town setting. Naz! You okay? Naz sat up, rubbing her head. What was up with that? That was stupid of her to say because this place was old. The wood was probably crawling with termites. Kevin emerged from the office and gripped the railing in fear. How sweet. Did he think she was really injured? My bike! He screamed. Naz looked over her shoulder to see his bike being raised up a paddle wheel. It would have been better to let it fall, but it was their only transportation. I got it! I think I can reach it, Kev! Naz said, jumping up and down on the ground. Naz was suddenly lifted from the ground. The machine snagged her shirt. Hang on! Kevin called out. I fell on that thing over there! Naz yelled. She tried to get her shirt loose, but she was too far from the ground. Then she was able to get a view of what was going on the other side of the paddle wheel. There was a funnel with a big, dark hole. Dude, what's taking you? Naz called out. Kevin couldn't even move the handle back into its original place. Wasn't he on the football team? He freaked out and sprinted over. I'm coming, babe! To her horror, Kevin wasn't talking to her. He grabbed his bike before he could disappear into the tunnel. Hey! What are you doing? Naz lost her grip and fell into Kevin. They went sliding into the dark tunnel. Chapter 12. Johnny waited and waited for any sign of a bus to come. The second he was going to give up, he heard a noise. The doors opened. A man with big muscles stared at Johnny with this angry stare. He wanted to run away, but Plank reminded him that Captain Melonhead showed no fear. The boy climbed the steps. He couldn't even reach the collection box. Plank told him to lift him up, and the quarter slid off the piece of wood. There were so many people on the bus. One man looked up from his newspaper, looking at Johnny dressed up in his melon costume. Good. There was a seat right up front. The bus jerked, and Johnny went tumbling down the aisle into someone's legs. Sorry, mister! They were all staring at him. Sweat dripped off his head. He hated when people do that. Everyone thought he was weird. Nobody in school would talk to him, and he'd hear them talking about him. These people were immense. All their faces were hidden by hats or magazines. Were they whispering about him? Buses sure pack a wallop, huh, Plank? The hunk of wood wasn't in his hands. Where did he go? Did he wander off? Well, wander wasn't the right word, because he didn't have any legs. Johnny walked through the sea of legs, calling out for his pal. Was it him, or was he getting smaller? Plank! Quit freaking me out! Johnny called out. He walked into someone, then back into another. He stepped on another's foot. More and more people were appearing out of nowhere. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. Has anybody seen my pal? He shouted as he ran through mazes of people's legs. They were all talking. How could people have so many conversations? They all kept staring at him. Johnny felt as if his heart was going to jump out of his skin. Where was Plank? The front of the bus? Just outside the door? Anything? Johnny grasped a pole. He held it so tightly as if it was one of his parents. Why did he talk himself into this? He never left on his own. His parents and therapists worried about him if he ever went somewhere by himself. What did they say would happen? Oh, yeah, that his mind would go in. Something caught Johnny's eye. Clay? Is that you? The hunk of wood was driving the bus. They were heading into the city. Little did Johnny know that he was going insane. All the people on the bus were cowering into the back. They were only trying to help until he started acting this way. That wood he called Clank lay on the side of the bus as the driver had no idea what to do. He just kept driving as he was commanded to enter the city.